Okay, so I was not expecting to make this video, obviously, because I just woke up, but there's something that needs to be talked about, and that's how that's about how I almost got scammed out of $100. So if you come over to this YouTube channel, um, right off the bat, you'll notice two very important videos. This was uploaded yesterday, and this was uploaded 15 hours ago. So not even a day ago by this point. If I'm not mistaken, this was uploaded right before I went to sleep yesterday at like 5 o'clock. So let's click this, and I will come back to this video, but let's click on this one. And
The disrupt people.
so let me kind of break down a little bit of what he's about to say. So he says he's selling the channel. Obviously, that is clickbait. Um, and says that what's really going on is that he's selling stocks of this YouTube channel, and however many stocks or however much money you pay into stocks, like the way stocks work is the more stocks you have, the more money you get back on your return, right? There is some purposely, I feel like, withheld information throughout this video, and I only watched until a certain point, but let me play a little bit of this.
Disrupt. For a minimum of $100, you will receive 23 shares of the Disrupt Corporation.
Okay, so $100 for 23 shares, which isn't, on paper, that's not bad, but considering that the rest of their tiers are like $1,000, and yeah, so they have a link down here. It says buy the channel, https // wefunder.com/disrupt. So let's check this out. They've already raised 172,481, and I had made an account where I signed up with my Google account, but it's not up here yet. So right here, right off the bat, it says invest minimum $100. Okay. Well, let's look at some of their other stuff. Highlights. Disrupt creates profitable video content with a cost-efficient, decentralized production pipeline. Disrupt has over 1.4 million subscribers and over 90 million combined views across nearly 200 videos. So this is something that you will notice reappears a lot in the future. Um, Here's some of the founder and director. Obviously, this is the guy that's in the video.
In return, the more shares you have, the more of that net profit you'll receive.
So yeah, this is that guy, the founder. Video editor and slash manager Jan Costello, and what the fuck? I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name, but these are the main three guys, I guess. Um, so if you scroll down and you go to updates, right? It's, or maybe it wasn't updates. What people say. I don't know what the purpose of this little category is. But there is a way where you can read their financial statement, but going to I'm not going to do that yet. So there's a comment that I want to address, okay? So let's watch a little bit more of this video and
And
understand
in
what he's talking
return,
about.
my team and I will use that capital to expand the Disrupt operation and bring you feature-length films, shows, and virtual reality content. Our business plan is going to be detailed in the second half of this video. Path B is the path that we'll have to go down if we do not reach our funding goal by the deadline. This would mean a complete restructuring of the internal operations here at Disrupt. This path
So basically what he just said is he's wanting to take two paths. Path A is where they are trying to reach over $500,000. Yeah, so it says right here, reserved of a $500,000 goal, 500,000. Um, and for the longest time, we were like, okay, well, why half a million specifically? And part B is, well, if you're not able to reach that goal, um, he's going to have to kind of step down as being the head, man over the operation, and someone else will be taking, like, I think he said 52% of the company.
is not
And path A, by the way, he makes it sound like let me kind of go back over this.
operation. In return, you'll get a percentage of the net profit that this channel makes every single year.
So he says every single year. Okay, there is a problem with that, and I will address that a little bit later on.
The more shares you have, the more of that net profit you'll receive. And in return, my team and I will use that capital to expand the Disrupt operation and
So here's the thing, right? I could possibly chalk this up to just him explaining how the bare minimum of investing works. He may not have been trying to apply this specifically to his situation. Uh, I don't, I don't, well, I'm not going to say I don't think he was trying to imply that, but he definitely made it sound easier said than done. You know what I mean? So let's go down to this first comment. And this is a fucking haymaker of a comment. Oh, fuck. It says, it seems somewhat fictitious to me that the only mention of your not insignificant debt to your ex-partner is at the end of your financials. This seems like something you should be more upfront about, considering it appears to be the main reason for you starting this crowdfunding in the first place. Why is this the only mention of it? Edit. I hope in your response you do not simply say that this information is present in your financial statement, so there is no issue. I know about this debt because I was interested in investing and supporting all of the amazing videos you make, but decided something felt weird and did my due diligence. A lot of your supporters, due to the way in which you present this opportunity in your video, are unlikely to do the same. I hope you can do the right by them and be clear that this is less an investment that they're making, but more of a charitable donation to your company. Thanks for your time. And then let's just read this first, and then I'll read that second half. Hi, Eamon. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. However, I believe the best route is to inform both paths that the studio can take. As mentioned in the video, should the campaign be successful, I can continue stewarding the company on the same track that we have been laying down. Should the campaign fail, the company will be restructured, meaning I will no longer be a majority decision maker on the type of content that is created. So let's read the second part of this now. this part. Second edit, after Jack's reply. To anyone reading this, I would take note that Jack mostly avoids my question. Please be careful. Please be careful to do some investigating and make an informed decision about investing. I, for one, am much more comfortable with my decision not to invest after seeing this reply. And as you can see, this is the same guy I pointed out earlier, the founder and director. Okay, now let's read this one. This one is quite a lot to unpack, and this is a repetitive thing with most of these human responses. Your evaluation of the channel and or future projects is $10.7 million. After seeing this, I decided to look at the financials that have been linked to several people asking similar questions. After after seeing needing quarterly payments towards the buyout of a previous member, Jordan Warren, by June 1st, 2026, this $500,000, half a million, by the way, this half a million buyout will have to be paid in full with interest. At the bottom of the document, it is disclosed that now Disrupt still currently owes $466,179.87, along with 2.5% annual interest to Jordan Warren. If in case if you're kind of like not in the know, Jordan Warren was his partner basically. In total, the buyout of Jordan will cost the Now Corporation, previous LLC, approximately $580,586.40, given that the interest rate of 2.5% does not change. This will be paid through this crowdfunding/investment venture. Also, within this document on page 11, paragraph 3, there is a typo. This raises concern due to the high future evaluation of the company. I think such a potentially profitable company would ensure documents given to the public would be extremely polished and revised. The Chase checking account associated with the Disrupt Corporation as of December 31st, 2020 had $73 inside of it. For a company valued, future tense, at $10.7 million, that's concerning for a potential investor. Yeah, no shit. Note, the first of these buyout payments were made, but from October 1st, 2021, Jordan has granted a delay in the aforementioned quarterly payments assumingly requested by Disrupt, which Disrupt is the YouTube channel that is being called a company in this context. The opportunity here is projects in the future, which will be divided into 10% for shareholders and then evenly distributed to said shareholders. Before dividends are paid out of investors, this $580,586.40 debt will assumingly be paid off first, which that's a very great assumption. I'm personally not in search of a Discord rank or a yearly VR Christmas party. Holy shit. So, given I invest in Disrupt, I shouldn't let me just start here. I shouldn't expect to see any remote benefits until approximately 4.5 years time. 4.5 fucking years. My question is outside of the aforementioned perks. Access to a monthly newsletter and a shareholder dashboard. Are there any short/medium term perks? From what it appears is that investors are paying this debt with very little profit to be gained, at least for the 4.5 years. If I am wrong in anything I gather from this financial document, please correct me. So that last part is critical to understand. Because, as I said, the way he made it sound in his YouTube video was the moment you invest this minimum of $100, I think he said, what, 25 shares? Once you invest this minimum of $100, that next year you should be getting like a check in the mail or something along the lines of that. That you're going to be making your money. What's it called? What is it called when you get paid yearly? Annual. Okay, I was about to say annual income. So he made it seem as if you were going to be getting paid annually, which is kind of what he said, because there's actually a comment down here. Let me find this. And you're it was something asking about merchandise. Yeah, so it says right here, if I invest $100, I would also get a portion of the revenue. You will. The details on how net profit is distributed can be found here, and he sends a link. Please note, I do not expect that you will receive a substantial amount of dividends for quite some time. He doesn't say that it's going to take 4.5 fucking years. Disrupt is an early stage startup and should be viewed as a long-term investment. That is not what he says in his video. At least in the main hook of this video, the first 44 seconds of this video, where he's talking about actually investing the money, because he knows people are going to see that. They're going to pause the video and they're like, oh, well, if I invest at least $100 and get 25 shares, I can get dividends annually. That's what people see whenever you say this first fucking segment right here. Let me.
You will receive 23 shares of the Disrupt Corporation. In return, you'll get a percentage of the net profit that this channel makes every single year.
You see what I mean? Maybe it would have benefited him if he had been a little more specific out of the gate, because this seems kind of suspect. But like I said, maybe he's just explaining how basic investment works.
The more shares you have, the more of that net profit you'll receive. And in return, my team and I will use that capital to expand the Disrupt. Path B is the down box.
Money.
Yeah, money. And angel investors. That's it. I'm a buck.
Let me kind of skip through this and because I'm pretty sure the rest of this is just pretty much advertisement for this fund me.
Oh, we're now officially investors.
Understood. However, you did tell me that under any circumstance,
Even if your ship were to crash on a hostile alien planet,
I am to
Phil,
10, 15 minutes ago, you know?
you have previously asked me
Wake up.
over the traditional way
Okay,
on
let's.
singular projects. And I think this decentralized approach of a production studio gives us a huge advantage over the traditional way of creating films and stories, realistic environments, because we are simulating reality. Is through YouTube. This opens up our content to perhaps one of you guys, our subscription VOD platform, Disrupt Plus. It offers our viewers a chance to check out building a base. Our ultimate goal is to tell high quality stories. the metaverse. Sharpening our skills on the and production pipeline will be priming towards.
Okay, so I just skipped through 11 and 20 minutes, and he only addresses some of the key focal points in the first, 46 seconds of this video. The rest of this is filler at best and advertisement at worst. But there is a video that I also want to watch that will add on to all of this. So let's go back up and read some more of these concerning comments. If the pre-money valuation is $10.7 million and you're raising $500,000, these preferred shares are about 4.6% of your requested valuation, not 10%, right? So can you explain how the 20% payouts work? Are you saying that those doing this WeFunder round are entitled to 20% of all the profits in the company going forward, or only 20% of the profits represent the very small 4.6% stake, meaning less than 1% of the future profits, i.e. 20% times 4.6%? I suspect it's the latter, and I bet most investors think you're offering the former. Very good assertion there. Edit added. Thanks for the reply. I see the example of John Doe in disbursement indicates you're trying to raise the $1 million rather than just $500,000. Other more fundamental questions are in a separate post. Okay. So here's another one. So let me see if I've got this right. Jack bought out his co-founder's 50% stake for $500,000 and now wants to raise the money to pay back that debt by selling 10% of the company. That's what it looks like. That accountant's document. That's what it looks like that accountant's document says. And then he admits it right here. This is correct. The details of the previous number buyout can be viewed in the notes section here. And then here's another one. Hi Jack, could you please clarify that what is going to happen with the money, the $500,000 of this money that is going to be used to pay back a former member of the company is clarified in the last page of the financial document. I am concerned my money is not going into supporting the channel, but rather into being used to pay back a debt for a former associate. And the only thing he pretty much replies with to most of these, upfront and very concerning questions is, Hi Sean, I am currently checking on what can be shared. According to the SEC guidelines about the nature of former members' buyouts, that hasn't been disclosed in the financials. I will circle back with you here. This was July 24th. This was yesterday. If you were to ask me, I would have had all my information ready before I started answering some of these questions. Because what is the likelihood that he actually circles back to these? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he's a disingenuous person. He might actually circle back and do this, but I will be checking per month to see if he actually circles back and gets back to these people who ask questions. Let me try and find that one I read about. Oh yeah, so also Quebec and Canada are one of the few people that this site does not support in terms of currency. Yeah, here it is. Do we get our money back based on total revenue of the Disrupt channel, including merchandise, ad revenue, and Disrupt Plus? That's a very good question. He says, correct. All operations attached to Disrupt Inc. More info can be found here. So it's you're not just getting money back just off of your investment or out of just at minimum 25% of your shares. You're also getting revenue from their merchandise and from their multiple platforms, and ad revenue and Disrupt Plus, their their other thing. So, with the great majority of these very interesting questions out of the way, let's see what he has to say in this 3 minute and 41 second video. He says, "I'm selling the channel, questions and answers." Let's see if he
So the following
addresses.
video
Let's see if he even addresses any of the elephants in the room.
will be a question and answer to the most common questions asked in our video campaign.
Okay, hold on. So let me, because like I said, that other video he posted was from yesterday. This video is from today. This was posted July 24th. Hold on. This was posted July 24th. This was posted July 24th. This was posted July 24th. This was posted July 23rd, 2 days ago. This was posted July 24th. This was posted July 23rd, 2 days ago, talking about, countries that this fund me does not support. Let's just see if he addresses any of these.
Page. So the first question is, what is the nature of the restructure? Like, what does Path B mean? Path B essentially means that a prior member of Disrupt will assume 51% control of Disrupt.
He explains that in the first video. I just want to see how many comments are here, because, like, where is he even getting some of these questions from that are most popular? Because I'll explain later.
This is where the $466,000 of debt can be seen on our financials. This is what the prior member has set their price at in order to depart from Disrupt. So in exchange for your ownership of the company, this would allow me to specifically expand the company with the vision that I have in mind, as mentioned in the previous video. The next question is, how did we arrive at a $10 million valuation? And I have to stress that this valuation was arrived at internally. This was arrived at by me, not a third party. And I arrived at this by essentially extrapolating the current position of Disrupt, as well as the two industries that we have a foot in.
So he just said that no third party came up with this evaluation. It was just him.
Two industries being YouTube and virtual reality. If I take a look at the YouTube,
yeah, they're trying to step into virtual reality content, which is a large portion of this video.
Ecosystem and where it has grown over the past 10 years, that the current positioning of the channel itself, if we continue itself and the company itself, and then looking to virtual reality, I think to 15 years. So the position and the roadmap that I'd like to take Disrupt down is taking the next the video division of Disrupt. I think these two divisions, these 2 feet that are in. The next question is, what are your financial projections?
How much will I make from a $100 investment? Okay, that's 25%. So wasn't that kind of explained in the first video as well, via Venn diagram? Disrupt. I'm pretty sure he did.
I will get a percentage of the net profit that this channel makes every single year. The more shares you have, the more of that net profit you'll receive. And in return,
I don't think.
operation,
Yeah, so
you will receive 23 shares.
yeah, but okay, maybe he doesn't answer it. Maybe that information just wasn't viable at the
How
time.
much can I expect to make on my $100 investment or $1,000 investment? And unfortunately, SEC guidelines
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
guide financial projections or on the amount you should be thought decades should not be for the sub
Let's
on
go
a
back.
return for your investment. This, I believe, should be thought of in terms of decades rather than a short-term investment. You, I believe, should be thought of provide financial projections or convey to you expectations on the amount of money you will get on a return for your investment. This, I believe, should be thought of in terms of.
Okay, so notice that was a cut. That was a video cut right there where most of this video has been pretty much him sitting in the exact same situation or in the exact same position for at least 2 minutes and 39 seconds at this point.
For your investment. This, I believe, should be thought of in terms of decades rather than a short-term investment. You should not be.
I think this should be considered in terms of decades rather than short-term investment. Okay, so why did in the first 46 seconds of your video make it seem like if you invest money into this into these stocks that people were going to be getting paid premiums annually? This could have been explained in the first 46 seconds of the video. Do you not think so? Or I don't know, maybe take a little bit longer than less than a minute explaining your whole investment process?
Expecting to make a return on your investment for the subsequent years, specifically because we are building this company, yes, in video content, but truly play rather than. The next question is, it won't let me invest in Canada or Quebec. Unfortunately, these two territories are not work with. Very sorry, Canadian. If you have additional questions, please leave them.
Okay, so this video, I mean, can we admit that this doesn't answer much? He answers, what if the campaign fails? Okay, well, basically you get your money back. There is a return in that money. If you invested money and it fails, you get the money back. Okay, so he goes on to spend over a full minute, I think, explaining this.
Company. The next arrived at by me. Those two projected to grow. I believe that the current position in years. So the position and the roadmap that I'd like to take on.
Yeah, so the second question, so this is a 3 minute and 40-second video. The second question only pops up at 2:23. And he only spends, what, a minute explaining that before the third question pops up? Yeah, because he didn't use a header for the third one. He just used a screenshot of someone's comment, which is interesting because why would you not screenshot any of these other ones? Like, this video was, like I said, this video was posted before 5 o'clock yesterday. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I mean. And I wish there was a way where you could see what specific time these comments were made, but he's already replied to them. He didn't address this. He didn't even mention owing money. He didn't even mention the $500,000 debt that he owes his companion, his former companion. He didn't address this either. Your evaluation of the channel or future projects. Look at the financials. He only mentions the financials once. And he doesn't even scroll down to the bottom to talk about what most of these fucking people are talking about. like this right here, like, this is so fucking crucial. Before dividends are paid out to investors, this $580,000 debt will assumingly be paid off first. I'm personally not in search of a Discord rank or a yearly VR Christmas party. Yeah, I don't fucking blame you. So given I invest in Disrupt, I shouldn't expect to see any remote benefits until approximately 4.5 years' time. He doesn't mention this. I mean, the only the only little bit he touches up on is he says this should be considered more what the fuck did he say? This should be considered more fuck, let me
My
go
$100
back.
investment. And unfortunately, by law, on a return of decades investment, this return on your investment for the subsequent years, specifically because we are building this company, yes, in video content, but a quick way to make money. The next question is, this company, yes, in video content, but truly in virtual reality content as well. So it's a long-term play rather than a quick way. We are building on a return for your investment. This, I believe, should be thought of in terms of decades rather than a short-term.
Decades. Not 1 decade, not 10 years. Decades. Plural. So, like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's assessment right here, 4.5 years. At least that's half a decade. That's not even half a decade. That's less than half a decade. 4.5 years. So, where does he get this estimate? Where does he get this estimate that it's going to this is an investment for decades instead of it'll take 4.5 years time to even get a fucking profit out of your investment? He doesn't address this. He doesn't address this whatsoever. And like I said, he should have waited until he had all of the information possible before replying to these crucial comments. Because these are good fucking questions. These are people who did their homework. And let me just for a count of hands, let me see just how many of these comments there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so like the first 8 comments on this thing, which are not short by any means. Like, look at these. These are total like these, like whoever made these, they analyzed almost every single aspect of this situation, which Godspeed, but I was making this video just in case if these comments were to like disappear in the future, because these are questions that people should be asking when you're concerning your fan base and their money, and whether your fan base should be investing in something like your stocks. Are your stocks going to hold up anyways? Will your stocks drop at some point in the future if this whole fucking disrupt thing doesn't work out the way you planned because you had a 10-year plan? You know what I mean? The first, like, pretty much the first 8 comments are asking about the financials of this situation. And he does bare bones in terms of responding to them, but I guess there will be a follow-up video on this if he actually decides um if he actually decides to follow up on any of these, or if they just get deleted or something. But I wanted to have this on record because you should not be investing money in something that is explained very poorly, at least, you know. Um, because nowadays, $100, not everyone has $100 to give nowadays. You know what I mean? We live in a world where fucking milk is almost $5 a gallon, and where gas is like 4.93. Like, we live in a world where fucking iced tea has went up $1. So I will be watching this very, very carefully for the next like month to see if he actually does what he promised. But I will not be putting money into this. I personally will not be putting money into this. I guess this just goes to show that even if it's somebody you think you can trust, there's always this double meaning. There's this hidden incentive behind it all. So yeah, that's just all I wanted to talk about. So